Shalom. Okay, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Rakakadash. Okay, double honors to our apostles of Great Millstone, our elders at GMS, and salutation, peace, and blessings to your hopeful elect, to your children of Israel, to your favorite fellow laborers that's filling up the highways and the byways, just trying to do this work with faith until the end. Okay. When is enough enough? When is enough enough? Or is this an example of going along to get along, that madness? Or is it that Papa here he's either on the down low living that lifestyle, or he's just simply trying to get back with the mama. You know, these days these niggas do anything to get back with their baby mamas, man. They do anything. But anyway, let this play so you know what I'm referring to, and then we're gonna get down into the scriptures and condemn this foul act, this foul behavior, this abominable lifestyle. I mean, from this point on, we done came to the conclusion that Jake just simply needs to be burnt up, man. And that's it. So let me let this play. You see how when he first saw him, he's staring at him like it's an improvement. That's what he's doing. Look at that. Look. Like it's an improvement. And instead of standing your ground, that's the word I'm going to choose. That's the wording, the language I'm choosing. Stand your ground and put this demon back in its place and rebuke it. Look, just and that's what I found out through these years. A lot of guys that we grew up with that were soft on that stance. As long as they don't bother me, it's cool. We done found out that hell, they on the download their damn selves, And like I said, he's either on the down low himself, which more than likely, that's the men of the world. That's the Israelites of today's world, man. With the 2/3, they're on the down low, man. They're just looking for an opportunity, they're for pleasing their flesh. Or again, like I said, he accepting this abominable old fool, maybe trying to get back with mama or stay in grace with mama. This is just foul. Look at that. Look at that. Come on. Yeah, come. Now you see why Lot was vexed by the filthy conversation of the wicked? Here, let me grab this here. I'm not going to play the sound. I don't want to play the sound. Now, as you can see, it's accepted. Oh, my goodness. So daddy them probably had him one of them off the streets. He probably had a toy, a plaything. So he understands. And instead of coming in the spirit of Sirach, the 30th chapter, here, I'm going to grab that in a second. Let the rest of this play. A full-grown beard and all. A full-grown beard and all. Look at that. Daddy like he cute too. Okay, Sirach the 30th and 1. Starting at the top here, he that loveth his son causes him oft to feel the rod. You know, and I'm more than I'm convinced that uh, old dude showed signs of this when he was younger. You know, more than likely he showed signs of it when he was younger, man. And instead of daddy whooping his ass and and putting him back and bringing him back to reality, he let him continue on. Mama was probably like, "That's our son, you know. I love him, and you should love him just how he is." Just being. Did I just change my voice? Instead of whooping his ass, like I said, feel the rod. That means whoop his ass. That's what feel the rod means. To whoop, you don't let your children do what the hell they want, man. And this is what happens when you do. That's what happens when you do. That's embarrassing. Well, it should be embarrassing. That he may have joy of him in the end. And we've all made mistakes as far as raising our kids, but come on. Come, come on. In my opinion, I think I didn't discipline my kids enough. That's how I look at it. I didn't look at it. I disciplined them enough. Now as I think back, I should have whooped their asses a lot more than what I did. Anyway, he that chastises his son shall have joy in him, chastising, rebuke, or correcting, or you don't, like I said, you don't allow your children to make their own decisions. So, and shall rejoice of him among his acquaintances. Imagine hanging out with your boys, and that thing shows up. He that teaches his son grieveth the enemy, and before his friends he shall rejoice of him. Though his father die, yet he is as though he were not dead. So if men of the Lord raising sons according to the law, statutes, and commandments, it's going to be no different. That same warrior is pretty much what this is saying. That warrior died. Another your son steps up. So there's no loss. Though his father died, yet he is as though he were not dead. For he because pretty much what I say, why I chose the word warrior, because that's pretty much what the Israelite man is. Intelligent warriors, man. Righteous, intelligent warriors. Like the scripture says, to back it up is Yahweh is a man of war. The Lord is a man of war. Yahweh is his name. A man of war. That's why I chose the word warrior, man, because that's who we really are. We are the heroes of the true heroes of this world. The truth. We're the real freedom fighters of this world. And the world will soon see that. That the Israelite man is the true freedom fighters of this world. Led by Yahweh Shai. Okay. So though his father died, yet he is as though he were not dead, for he hath left one behind him that is like himself. Not like himself. But in this case, like himself, that what Romans 1, like himself, son is just emulating what he more than likely experienced with daddy, or no, because it's that energy. Daddy probably wanted him to be raised that way so he can get some benefit. You never know the wickedness behind this madness, man. I mean, does not the scripture say that Israel is more wicked than the wicked? The scripture says that. The Israel is more wicked than these Edomites, man, who are natural foul. Jacob take it to a whole new level. Take it to a whole new level. Let me go to Proverbs, the 22nd chapter. I thought I had it up. Oh, I do. Proverbs 22:6. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. You know, living that path of life. You know, the path of life. That's what that is. The path of life instead of choosing death. You know, and why I say choosing death, and that's exactly what they've done, chosen death. Um, because the scripture says this. Oh, sluck it. The scripture says this. The scripture. Wherefore the Most High also gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves. Who changed the truth of the Most High into a lie, and worshiped and served the creature more than the Creator. Okay, who is blessed forever, amen. For this cause the Most High gave them up unto vile affections. Vile, a vile man. I'm gonna go to my Oxford like I like to do. Got this Greek here, Tima, dishonor, ignominy, and disgrace. Disgrace. Vile. That's vile affection. That's vile. Let's look at that. Vile. Extremely unpleasant. Extremely unpleasant. Morally bad. Wicked. Okay? Morally bad. Wicked. Extremely unpleasant. Okay? So, in other words, this is disgusting. It's an abomination in the eyes of the Lord our power, man. You know, it's a blessing that fire is around the corner. It's a blessing the fire is around the corner. For even their women did change the natural use that into that which is against nature, and likewise also the men leaving the natural use of the woman, burning their lust one toward another, men with men, working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves the recompense of their errors which they meet, which was meat. And even as they did not like to retain the Most High in their knowledge. They didn't like to retain the Most High in their knowledge. So let me show you what that means by that. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Raising up her lazy ass son. Let me see what this Leviticus 24:14 is. No, that's not it. I'll find it. Here we go. Okay, Deuteronomy 21:18. If a man have a stubborn and rebellious son, which will not obey the voice of his father or the voice of his mother, and that when they have chastised him, will not hearken unto him. And that's why I say I'm leaving that open. Maybe he did. Like I'm more than likely, I'm convinced again that he did show signs of who he was when he was younger. You know, and just wake up one day and just let me do this. More than we've always seen examples of that. They've always had those those characteristics when they were a lot younger, and instead of mama and dada putting in this place. But this is just this is Romans 1. They did not like to retain the Most High's knowledge, and this is an example of the Most High's knowledge. Get rid of that garbage, man. Get rid of it. Well, in these days, what do? Oh, let him be. You know, let him be. This is who he is. He's happy that way. Give him a 6-figure job. If a man have a stubborn, rebellious son, which will not obey the voice of his father, or the voice of his mother, and that when they have chastised him will not hearken unto them, then shall his father and his mother lay hold on him, and bring him out unto the elders of his city, and unto the gate of his place. And they shall say unto the elders of his city, This is our son. This our son is stubborn and rebellious. He will not, and that's rebellious. And that's rebellious, that lifestyle. He will not obey our voice. He is a glutton and a drunkard. And that's one thing. Another thing I noticed about those download modes, drugs and alcohol, Lord. And all the men of his city shall stone him with stones, that he die. So shalt thou put evil away from among you, and all Israel shall hear and fear. And that's a perfect example how our Israel has been infiltrated, man, by the enemy. Israel has been infiltrated by the enemy. And what I mean by being infiltrated, the enemy came and brought his God, his customs, his ways, the heathens, and Israel is following after the heathens in all their ways, man. So what's next? The fire. What's next? The fire. The video had a scripture I'm going to close with, but let me go back to that. Romans. That's that retaining that the Most High's wisdom. That's an example of retaining, since that they did not like to retain. Where's it at? Verse 28. And even as they did not like to retain the Most High in their knowledge, the Most High gave them over to a reprobate mind to do those things which are not convenient, being filled with unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit. And these is all characteristics of the wicked, man. The 2/3, malignity and whisperers, backbiters, haters of the Most High, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things, disobedient to parents, without understanding, covenant breakers, without natural affection, implacable and unmerciful, who knowing the judgment of the Most High, that they which commit such things are worthy of death, man. You see, they are worthy of death. Not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them, but this world embraces it and encourages it. When will it stop? It's not going to stop. It's just going to get worse and worse. If this madness was to continue on, imagine 5 years from now, imagine 10 years from now, man, you're going to see men and women embracing their pets, walking down the street as married couples, man. And not just that, you're going to see Esau and his scientists somehow making it so that they can procreate, have man, have dog. Imagine have woman, have dog. And how many of these 2/3 niggas will be like, damn, she thick. This is just madness, man. Madness. That's what's that? Deuteronomy 22:5. Deuteronomy 22:5. You got to be sick of this madness, man. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment. For all that do so are abomination unto the Lord thy power. And there's that word abomination. You see it? Abomination. Hey, we didn't put it there. It's an abomination. A thing that causes disgust or hatred. But it said what? What did it say? What did it say? For all that do so are an abomination unto the Lord thy power. So imagine the power, man. God, who they like to refer to, God, the Most High. Imagine the supreme being looking down at you in disgust and hatred, man. You know? Disgust and hatred. Imagine that. And you wonder why Malachi 4:1, behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly. It says, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. This is all that do wickedly. This is an example of that wicked. So, till next time, Lord willing, shalom.